Hello, darling. Come in, come in, come in. I assume you are the one who I spoke to on the phone? Of course, yes. Right now I'm only taking very, very urgent appointments, as, like I said earlier, we're in the middle of a move, so everything's a little, you know. Well, sorry, pardon me, I'm just lacing up the corset. I don't want her to walk around looking all disheveled. Pardon me one more moment. Perfect. Well, hello. My name is Miss Rarity, and welcome to Rarity's Dress Boutique Emporium. How are you doing today? Oh, divine. And let me just clarify, like you said earlier, you are looking to sort of reboot your entire dress wardrobe. Sounds excellent. You sound just like the type of gal that I am, where I, spring clean, get rid of everything I used to have, and bring in a new. Well, that sounds perfect. And again, since we are in the middle of the move, I have a limited stock of items, which I apologize if that is any inconvenience to you today, but just to let you know, you can come back absolutely at any time, free of charge. There is no appointment booking fee, just for you, my friend. Truly. Yes. Because I absolutely want to make sure that you leave here today completely satisfied, especially with a full wardrobe revamping. I want to make sure you get everything you need today, and if you don't, I have plenty more once the shop is, once my wares are back in the store and everything is nicely set up. I would love for you to come back. And even if you do find everything today, I would love for you to come back nonetheless. Of course. Well, come back with me and I will show you the items that I have today. Here we are, darling. So, I want to clarify that I read your fashion profile several times over, and you are one after my own heart, because the way you just provided such descriptive text, I was over the moon. I truly am so excited for this briefing, because I think that I picked out a bunch of truly elegant, exquisite picks for you today. I will truly be a bit surprised if you leave here today completely unsatisfied. I do think I've got a few amazing choices for you. Yes, of course. And like you said, I kind of got some things for every occasion. And now, of course, if this is not really your style, I completely understand. But I did want to throw in a couple of dark choices, a couple of colorful choices. You weren't too descriptive about those sort of things, which is completely okay. Don't even worry about that. I think you were plenty descriptive in all the ways that truly matter, because I think any person can rock absolutely any color palette. And you truly never know what events and what social gatherings and what groups you're going to be mingling with, so you always want to have a lot of different options. And I think this is very, very Gothic Lolita, very I fell in love with an emo girl. You can do a lot with this, because it's also just a classic little black dress. It is so timeless and iconic, and I think you'd love it. I'm going to put it back up on the rack, but you don't have to answer now, of course. We can look through everything at the end again later. But how are we feeling about this? Something you like? Okay, okay, definitely, yes, of course, amazing. I'll put it over here on the edge so that we know our yeses go over there. Okay, perfect. Our next item is this yellow and white sundress. Now, I do think it would look absolutely stunning and brilliant at, again, pool parties, especially one that you do not plan to swim at, because I think it is such a nice dress, and it's very, the spaghetti strap, it'll stay cool, and you'll just look ravishing, I think, with a nice wide-brimmed tan or white sun hat, and a pair of brown sunglasses, and a pair of brown, tan, or white sandals. Ooh, especially with a wedge. Oh, darling, you will look ravishing. And I think this will look very, very nicely on your form, honestly. I think, a sundress looks good on anybody, but especially with your shape, this is going to look so perfect. And the little rufflies at the bottom, I think they're just angelic. How are we feeling about this option so far? Is it a maybe, a yes, a definite no? All right, of course. I will put that over there as well. So, our next item, another shorter classic mini dress. We have this blue, baby blue dress with ruffled sleeves and some elastic here and ruffles at the bottom as well. It's this beautiful, beautiful linen fabric. Beautiful, beautiful textured fabric. And I think it would complement your skin tone so very well, if I do say. And I think it would only look better in the summer in the sun. Oh my goodness, I think you would look divine. Any thoughts on this dress? Another yes. Ah, perfect. I'm so glad you love it. I'll put that over here as well. Okay, so our next item. This one is a bit more out there, I think. Not that it's very crazy or anything like that. However, it is a long sleeve. And I know you said it's for your summer wardrobe. I thought this would be more of a year-round type of thing. I was thinking of the seasons. So I do say I still wear a lot of sleeves in the summer as well. I'm not crazy for that. But I know a lot of people prefer a lot of those shorter sleeves or sheer poofy sleeves for the summer, things that are light. I don't think it's necessarily very thick. It's a very sort of slinky material, very cooling. But I think it looks very, very lovely. It's giving art teacher, it's giving Miss Frizzle, very much so. It could also give grandmother, going to church type vibe. I think it's very nice. It's very modest and long. Modest, there's a button undone. And it does have little loops that you could put one of those thin belts through. Also looks really good with like a really chunky belt or one of those like half underbust corsets. Very, very lovely. I think you could pair this with anything cream, gold, black. What's this color? I can't tell if it's quite like a mustard or like a, definitely not mustard. Well, this shade of yellow, I think it's a very nice choice. Again, it is giving a little bit grandma-ish, so I didn't quite know if that was your vibe. What do you think, darling? Oh, of course. So it has sort of a form-fitting, very sundress type look. For sure. After I'm done with the showcase, you can try on as many as you'd like. For sure, of course. And just so you know, darling, this is in your size range. Yes, of course. And I can also tailor things in any specific way that you'd like. I can hem it up, I can add fabric, make it longer, because these are all made with fabrics that I already have. So I can make things longer, make things out a little bit more, a little bit baggier, a little bit more singed, whatever you'd like. Of course, I'll put this in a maybe. Put the maybes on this side. Okay. Now, here is another very, very summery fitting option. I love this one. So it is a light pink, a very baby pink. It's got a lot of nice texture right here with little whitish light pink lines. I think it is very, very beautiful. It has buttons down the front, but they're all fake buttons. They're just for the look of things. So there's no gaping between the buttons, especially if you have a bit of a larger chest. No gaping between the buttons. So it's very beautiful. It does have some built-in cups to prevent any headlights and to provide a little bit of support, and a little tie in the front. It is very long, very form-fitting. I think, again, this one will look very nice on your figure. And there was something else I had to say about this dress. Something specific. There is elastic in the band on the arm as well, and on the neckline. Okay, it is also a slinky fabric. That is what I meant to add in. How do you feel about this dress? But of course, let me put it with the yeses. Alright, now on to our next outfit. Now this one here is a bit interesting. I have, yeah, no, let's keep it up there. So it is another like billowy sleeve one, stripes, this like light orangish color and then cream. And it has a tie on the inside, and that's kind of like your security and your modesty cover. And then you take the outside one, and you'll know it's the outside one because it has a tassel and it's right on the end. And you go all the way over to the other one that has a tassel, and then you'll tie those together. So it's got a very nice V cut. And also, another thing about this one, pockets. I forgot to mention that about most of these dresses, unfortunately, sorry. But I saw them on the inside and I realized, oh yes, the pockets. That is pretty important. They are pretty, they're not extremely generous in size, but they can fit about my whole hand. And it's a slanted pocket, so it should be good to put like your phone in. They're not just gonna like pop right out, if you understand. But you could test it out later too when you try things on. How do you feel about this dress? Another maybe? Of course. Let me put it right here. Now, this one is very special because it has one of my very, very unique original designs. In the back, it almost looks like ripples in the water or a mirror. But here it is in the front. Very, very pretty with the asymmetrical sort of ruching. It adds a lot of variety to the composition, which I think you would really, really love. Again, with that figure, oh, this will just accentuate it so well. And with this in the back, it is not just for aesthetics, but it's also serving a purpose. It cinches in the waist, so it gives you this very lovely hourglass look. Oh yes, it's very, very nice. The original was very, especially with the asymmetrical ruching, it was giving baggy in a very not so flattering way. It was not giving. It was not serving. And I was like, well, why come to the party if you are not here to serve, you know? So I thought that was a very nice touch. And yes, so it's a very, it's like a slight turtleneck, mock neck look with no sleeves. It can look very nice and modest if you ever need it for a sort of, kind of like a church event or something with elders or trying to stay warm. I'm just trying to think of some random situations. It does look very nice with like a black cardigan. I think kind of a short cropped one would look very cute because then it kind of will still define the figure, and it adds just a little bit of oomph to the composition. And I think it would look nice with kind of a long flowy cardigan, or even ones that are like the knitted ones. Oh, I think that would look amazing. Looks very nice with stockings, with tights. Very, very elegant with heels. Not so much with boots. It's a little bit of an awkward length. I think the boots don't really add as much to it, but if you're more of a boot person, it'll look perfect with boots. Fashion is what you make it, darling, and I think that it is whatever you want. Yeah, of course. Honestly, I mean, I'm not here to tell you what's right and what's wrong. That's the beauty of fashion. It is very versatile. It's very fluid. It is whatever one makes it. It's an art form. That's what I love about it most. And I'm more, I have a flair for the theatrics and the elegance of it all, but it truly is art for everyone. So I think even though I'm like, maybe it doesn't look the best with boots, if you're a boots person, it makes it you. Of course, darling. So, will this be a yes, a maybe, a no, a maybe? Okay, amazing. All right. Our next one, this one is a pretty versatile one. Like, you can wear it to a wedding, you can wear it as a cocktail dress because it's very long. It's about ankle to floor length, depending on your height and different shoes. But it has a sort of cross back and a tie-up in the middle, so it can really help cinch the waist. But with this fabric, it is very elastic, very stretchy. It is not going to give you, so it's going to look good if you tighten it, but it's not going to be restrictive. That's what I mean to say. And it has this little middle seam, so it's giving very like not quite, but almost like Regency, where it has like the higher waistline, and then a straight top, or neckline, I mean. But again, it's very nice, very versatile. You can use it for a lot of different events, formal type, semi-formal, just to look nice. And it's a nice summer one too because of the spaghetti straps, which are adjustable. Most of these are adjustable, by the way, except for the ones that aren't spaghetti strapped. But yes, how do we feel about this one? Of course, let me pop it in with the yeses. And let me just say this red. Oh, that will look chef's kiss on you. Our next choice is also more of a sort of cocktail type dress. It is a beautiful, oh, I just love this combination. Whoever designed this fabric was just so genius. I love the mix, so it's got some very dark pinks and red, along with this gorgeous, gorgeous blue. It's so deep, I love it. Spaghetti strap, again, adjustable, and another Rarity original in the design. It's the cinched back, just like this. This one is probably about to your calves, but I think it would look just lovely on you. It is very simple. I feel like the dress does most of the work. You really don't have to accessorize too much, but I think it would look very nice with gold or silver. Depends on your undertones and what you prefer as well. But I think it is pretty fluid in that sense because of the red and the blue. I think it would look really nice, like with a low bun and some hair hanging out like in the front like this. I think it would look very, very, very like a mature, sleek look. Yeah. Is this one a yes as well? I figured with your reaction to the last dress, I was like, okay, I think this is like their style completely. Okay, perfect. Now moving on to these dresses. Oh wait, we have one more outside of the garment bag. Okay, let's do this one. So again, this is long sleeve because I figured you might want stuff for later in the seasons. However, I think it's very nice for a very nice for a sort of office casual or like business cash type outfit. It's one that has one of those very deep plunging necks, so it kind of almost doubles as a scarf. It's very faux scarf, and it has a quarter sleeve, which is supposed to be rolled up a little. Must have came down in transit, so it's got this like, yeah, and I think it looks very nice, specifically with silver since it is a gray, but it looks very nice with watches, thick chain necklace, gray glasses, dark glasses, royal blue. Sounds kind of crazy, but trust me, darling, it's very, very nice with this color, like the royal blue or like almost maroon red, white, black, any of those combinations. So I think things like stockings or sort of like penny loafers, things that make it look very like business but dress, I think those are very nice. Now, I feel like that's kind of off theme, but is this something you're interested in? No, of course, no. You don't even have to explain yourself. That is okay to say no. Don't worry. I'm going to put it on the floor where it belongs. Trash. No, darling, don't even worry. Now, let's go on to our next items, ones I'm very excited about. So I did get you a couple of very formal options. Yes, I wasn't too sure because you did say you had some events here in the summer that were looking very, well, like formals. And I wasn't too sure what you meant on that. So I made sure to get some very formal options. And I hope they are both in an agreeable color palette. There's two that are sort of similar in that aspect. All right, so our first option, I'll try to keep some of it in the garment bag unless you want to try it on because it is very poofy. It has a lot of mesh layers to give it some shape. But goodness gracious, do I find this gorgeous. Oh my goodness, let's turn it this way. All right, so it is a strapless dress. I know, the other one is too. Well, actually, these all are. These are all strapless. And I really love all the texture. There's a bunch of these little tiny silver beads on the center of the dress. I really love the ruching of the fabric right here, of this mesh fabric. I think it looks very princessy, it's giving Tinkerbell, very ball gown-like. And I think this is a beautiful, amazing dress for something like a sort of princess-themed party. It's giving very much Tiana. It's giving very, glass slipper on the stair. Like, it is so big and gorgeous, and the color is just, I love it a lot. A lot of people think that this color of green is, it's not for me personally, like, not for me, understandably. I'm more of a purple and whites girl. I'm more of a purple girl, and I still love it so much, because I think those who can pull off this shade of green pull it off to the highest degree. Yeah, so again, it is very, very large at the bottom, so it's very, very princessy. I know I keep stressing that a lot without taking it out, because it is hard to get it back in this garment bag otherwise. Yes, but it is so beautiful. Is this something you think you'd be interested in? A yes? Oh my goodness. Okay, and of course we could take it out later if you'd like to try it on, but there's only so much room on this rack right now. Of course. I'm so glad you like that one. Again, I will think it will look just so stunning on your figure. And this color, I think you look like a person that could pull off the shade of green. Let's keep it there safely. I'll keep it with the maybes. I don't want to move it on the rack. This next one, I have it in a plastic garment bag. So one moment, bear with me with the sound while I open it up to show you. That's sort of something nice about the plastic garment bags, is you can just lift them straight up. Alright, so this one is so beautiful. It is this gorgeous blushy blue shade, and it zips up in the bag. It is mostly backless. You tie it around the neck, kind of halter style, so basically backless, honestly. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's just so beautiful. It does have a very plunging neckline, but of course we can alter that for you if you want it to be a little more modest in the front. Absolutely. And we can even take fabric off of the bottom to put there, so that if you wanted like a sort of mesh one, but just still a little more modest, or to feel a little more coverage, a little less like you might have a slip, and it'll just feel a little more secure right there. So again, all of these options are very versatile, because we can tailor them to be absolutely perfect for you. Another thing I like about this is the underlayer. I pull up the mesh and the flowers. The underlayer has a double leg slit, which is also amazing. So they do go up pretty high, but again, like the cleavage area, we can always alter it a little bit so that it shows less leg, or we can even completely sew those up so that it is a full coverage underneath. How are we feeling about this dress? You love it. I am so excited for you, because it looks so perfect, darling, and I've just been waiting for the perfect person to come in and want to look at this dress or to try it on. And a lot of people have looked at it, but they're like, I don't really think it's for me. But you, it is for you. Now I have two in this bag, actually, so let me just push that one to the side. Now here we have, this one is actually not my design, I will share. It was designed by a friend of mine, a very, very amazing fashionista friend of mine. So a lot of design aspects aren't really my favorite choice, such as the color. In some lighting it looks very mint green, in other lighting it looks very like jasmine blue. But I do love the fabrics that were chose, because it looks very like, I don't really know how to describe it. It almost is like color changing. Like, it looks greener here, blue here. It looks very nice in a lot of different lighting, and it has a cream colored bodice with a bunch of green beadings. It has a sweetheart neckline, and of course we can add fabric from the bottom. We could tailor it up and down, whichever you need. We can tighten it a little bit. We can add more fabric to the back. We can make it like a corseted back, a lace up. Lots and lots of options. I just want you to know that you have plenty of options for all these dresses. If any of them are, it's just about perfect, but I don't love how it fits me here, or I wish it was a little more like this, just know you have so many options. Run me witches Harpton. How do you feel about this dress, darling? It is also giving very princess. It can be worn to a lot of the same events as the other one, the big old green one. It's very much princess, formal, prom even, whichever sort of events you have to wear this to. This one's a no. That is all right. That is perfectly fine. I will keep it in the same garment bag, and I will just take it off of the hanger later. Now, this last option, I'm not sure if you plan to get married. I know you said this summer, but I know you said you had some marital plans on the way. This next dress I show you, it is strapless, and it has, let me flip them out. It does have built-in cupping. They're only sewn in on one side so that they're very adjustable, but we can sew them in permanently around all the sides as long as I know that it'll fit you correctly. Oh goodness, the strap is falling off. One moment, doll. But it is very, very big and poofy. It's very much giving princess style dress. I love the white beading. It's in these like leafy, viney shapes down the front, and then it stops at about the hips. But the way they just trail off into this gorgeous, divine-looking, silky white. Oh, it is just so beautiful. And I personally think this style would be very, very suitable for you. Yes? Oh, it's an early fall wedding. Okay. Well, I mean, strapless, so the heat. But again, it is very big at the bottom, which would also trap a lot of heat. But again, everything here is completely tailorable, completely customizable to exactly you. So if this is something, we could even try it on and see how you feel. Of course, I know a wedding dress is a little bit of a commitment, especially to pick in one day, and you don't have an entourage of people to help you make that decision. But I think, based on, again, your profile and everything you had told me about what you like and what you're looking for in dresses, I think this will be so beautiful. And it does have a train in the back that goes for a few feet. It is not too incredibly long if you're not looking for something too terribly elegant, because I think the elegance comes out in other ways. And if the straplessness isn't quite something you love, or if you want to take some off the bottom, like seriously anything, I think it would look very nice too with mesh sleeves and a neckline that goes up your neck, and then to sort of accentuate, or not accentuate, but to pull it all together, I think doing a sort of leafy, viney pattern up your neck with lace would look divine. Now you're seeing the vision a little more. Of course, darling, sometimes you have to just talk it out a little bit and, bounce back some ideas. Okay, of course, darling. Now, I think you made some beautiful, beautiful decisions today. And I think you seem a little ready and very, very excited to try some things on. All right, well, let me get the rack all set up for you exactly how you wanted it. And we can get to trying some things on, okay? Of course. I am so, so, so happy that you chose to come to Rarities today. Yes, and let me make sure to give you my card before the end of this. I want to make sure you can come back anytime. And if we didn't get a full closet worth of things, there is no next appointment fee associated with it. Of course, darling. I love my customers and I love to keep them happy, and you deserve, take a little bit of load off, no fee for the next appointment. Yes, of course, as long as you give me enough time in advance, I will squeeze you in anywhere I can in my schedule, okay? All right, perfect. Well, I'll get this rack ready for you, and then you can go try some things on. Of course, darling.